Welcome back to the Lockroad Chronicles. My name is Larissa, and today we are talking about my November TBR. I have 7 books on my TBR this month, a lot more manageable than October. Because October, who allowed me to put 11-ish books on there? And it just kept growing. Who allowed for that to happen? So we do have some transfers because I really do want to read these books. I got to thinking about it in October. I'm like, I'm not going to get to these, but these seem more like November books, and that's how I'm justifying it. We know I love romance, so that's obviously a given. I'm starting to get even more into the fantasy element. Fantasy really takes a big forefront in the winter time as the colder months, but it's been gorgeous here in Minnesota, so confused if that will continue to happen. It's supposed to cool down though, so that will make for some really great reading weather. We love reading weather. All year round is reading weather, but we love a cozy reading weather every once in a while. I hate the cold though. I always regret living here in the wintertime. Let's start talking about these books. So the first one is one of my most anticipated books of the year, and that is The Wingman by Stephanie Archer. This is the 3rd book in the Vancouver Storm series. Behind the Net and The Fake Out are the first 2, and it is a professional hockey team, Vancouver Storms. I loved books 1 and 2. I haven't heard as rave reviews about book 3, but that's okay. This is Hayden's story, and Hayden is the golden retriever of the team. He's a defenseman, and his best friend is Darcy. And Darcy has been dating this one guy from a different professional team for a really long time. And Hayden has always kind of had a crush on her. It's very evident and obvious. Darcy and now her ex, they broke things off. And Hayden come to swoop in, help her get back into the dating scene. It's like the dating coach trope, and I love that trope so much. I think it's just so fun, and I love Hayden. We saw a lot of him in The Fake Out, so I'm really excited to see his story. It is friends to lovers, and I love a friends to lovers romance. And I love a hockey romance. Out of all the sports romances, hockey is my favorite, because I love hockey. I love it so much. Fingers crossed that I one day have a hockey romance. Or a pickleball romance, or a football romance, baseball. And the next book that I've been saving to read for November is The 7-Year Slip by Ashley Poston, and this is more of a magical realism romance. And Ashley Poston's writing, am I saying it right? Oh no, I can't remember. Poston, like Boston? Poston. Oh no. I'm second guessing myself. Well, Ashley here, she has a lot more depth to her characters than just the romance aspect of it. I really like her writing. Packs a punch into these with a lot of emotion, a lot of feelings, a lot of dealing with grief too. In this one, Clementine moves into her late aunt's apartment. And this apartment is magical, and her aunt's only rule is don't fall in love in this apartment. So when Clementine moves in, who is there but a really hot guy in the kitchen? Turns out he is living 7 years in the past. Kind of like The Lake House with Keanu Reeves and Sandra Bullock, if anybody has seen that. It's given those kind of vibes, except those were just primarily letters, but similar concepts. Also, The Lake House is such a great movie to watch during the colder months, so. And it's Sandra Bullock and Keanu. This one is just all vibes, and that is the Cinnamon Bun Bookstore by Lori Gilmore. The first book was The Pumpkin Spice Cafe, so this is the 2nd book in the Dream Harbor series, and this is following Hazel and Noah. I love the name Hazel. And Hazel is the bookstore owner, hence the Cinnamon Bun Bookstore. And she has been finding all these little notes throughout her bookstore. She's trying to get to the bottom of it. Well, Noah, he's a fisherman, and he's got nothing to do in the colder months, so he's gonna help her figure out the mystery. Personally, I think he's the one putting him in there. Unless it's threatening, then I'm guessing not. But we got a little glimpse of them in the Pumpkin Spice Cafe, and you can tell that he is enchanted with Miss Hazel. If you want just cozy vibes, nothing too serious, just literally going in for the vibes, these are the books for you. The Pumpkin Spice Cafe was just a warm hug, stepping into Gilmore Girls, and I'm excited to go back into the town. These will not be a 5-star read for me. I know that going in. I am strictly going in for the fun, the aesthetic, and also look at this foiling on there. Can you see that? Gorgeous, right? Oh, it's such a beautiful cover. Oh, and I see Ghost is probably making a little appearance there. Look at his little tush there. We love. Is it Ghost or is it Casper? Casper. I've read a lot of books with like cats, stray cats that have turned up. And so now I'm getting them all confused because they're all like ghost style names. Love water, you guys. It's the best. The next book that I want to read, and it is from my October TBR, and that is Happle. This is the one that I was like, this should not have been October. This is definitely a November, December book. And this is more of a Regency fantasy style element. And I love a Regency romance, and I always think of them in this cozy time of year. So I'm really fun. So I'm really fun. I am really fun. So I think they're very fun, and I enjoy them, is what I was trying to say. Apparently I just skipped all of the words. So this is about Theodora, or Dora. Dora. And she is cursed by a fairy, and she has no sense of fear or embarrassment. The only problem is she lives in a high society where there are rules and expectations that she needs to follow. Kind of puts her in a tough place for accidental scandal, and since she is supposed to be finding a husband, she's not in the best state of mind to be going through high society. And that enters Elias. And he discovers her predicament and strikes a bargain with her, but they do have quite an instant connection. And I can't wait to read about it because I've heard nothing but great things about this. And this is by Olivia Atwater, in case I didn't say. And then these next two are on my Kindle, and that is One Dark Window. I am pushing this one to November. I just couldn't get to it in October, and I really, really, really want to read this series. It's a duology. This is about Elspeth, and she has like a monster living in her mind who does crazy things. So that's cool. She needs to find these cards, or Providence cards. So find some infinity stones in card form or something. She comes across this merchant who actually is the captain of somewhere, and they try to find these cards together. I honestly still, after reading the synopsis, still no idea what's happening, but I know everybody really likes this series. We'll find out hopefully this month because I really, really, really want to read this book. So that's One Dark Window. I like to go into things so blind anyway, so I'm not that upset that I'm not understanding what is happening in the synopses. And then next up, Heartless Hunter. I did not get to this one either, but I really, really want to. Obviously, that's why it's on here again. And this is about, Rune? Yeah, Rune. So she is a like ditzy socialite and living in high society by day, but by night she is the Crimson Moth, and she's a witch. And unfortunately, witches are being hunted in this world. She is out for revenge. She's dressing for revenge, if you will. However, Gideon, he is a witch hunter. So he is hunting all the witches down, even if you aren't one. Lots of Taylor references here. Okay, I'll try to calm down. I need to calm down, right? Okay, let's continue on. Gideon is suspicious. He decides to court Rune in the hopes of finding the Crimson Moth. Little does he know that she is her. Kind of like the Mindfuck series where, what's-his-face, the FBI agent, is like hunting her down, the serial killer, and she's just like, it's me. And then the last book on my TBR, I have no idea, because my book club and I have not met yet, so I do not know what we are reading yet. Well, stay tuned for that, I guess. For that being said, like, these are the 6 books that are for sure on my TBR list, as well as I haven't gotten my Book of the Month picks yet. Probably will read something from Book of the Month. I'm trying to keep on top of it, but we'll see. We'll see. Lots of fun books and a lot more manageable TBR. Wow, manageable. It's a tough word for me. If you want to, feel free to stick around for any of the upcoming reading vlogs with these books. I would love for you to stick around and hang out with me and check them out if that's your vibe. If not, okay. And feel free to also like the video and follow me on Instagram too, in case you want to just like keep up to date in more current time as to what I am reading. And with that being said, respect others, respect yourself, and do something amazing with your day. Thanks, bye!